Are you finished?
Yep.
You sure?
Yes. What camera? We're that camera, aren't we?
I think we are, yes. Welcome, everyone. My name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew.
From the Studio Rats.
Ah, yes.
Last week, we put out a video. In fact, I don't know timeline-wise when this will be, because it will be last week to us here right now, but it might be a bit later on.
Yeah.
About our adventures. That's a good way of putting it. Our adventures with the Bugera T15 in inverted commas,
whatever it's called,
whatever thing it's called. Yeah. And the good people at Anderton's said, we can take this amp back for you. But of course, they said, what would you really like? I said, well, I'm after filling a gap in my amp collection. Mm-hmm. Something a little bit more for not that much more money. And quite frankly, suggested an amp that I've been looking at for a while. You instantly jumped on it and went, get that, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And for, a couple of hundred and a bit quid more, we have this baby. This is the PRS Paul Reed Smith, if you will, MT Mark Tremonti MT15. A 15 watt, all valve, high gain monster, quite frankly.
It's been around for a while, but it's what an amp.
It's the highest gain I've ever heard you play with.
Probably is. Do you want to put it on the clean channel, just so we haven't got the noise?
Watch this. Oh, look at that. Bathed in blue LED gorgeousness.
No, you see, and I know you get excited about stuff like that, but to me, that's the only thing I don't like about this amp. I think that's tacky. I mean, because it feels a little bit like you know when we've been to NAMM in the past, and when you go downstairs, and you know those PA speakers that have all the LEDs on them, that you'd never see in the UK. You'd only ever see probably in
a Chinese karaoke bar.
Exactly. It's that to me. Yeah, it's no need for it. Can you turn them off?
I don't think so. I don't care. I like it. I think it looks great. However, this is a monster of an amp. This is the clean channel. My friend Mr. Drew here is going to demonstrate it.
Can I just say what a difference that is to that Bugera amp?
Yes. It's fair to say that the Bugera was 299 quid, £300. This is available from online resellers for around about 525, 530, thereabouts. So a good couple of hundred quid more, but just so much more than a couple of hundred quid more as an amplifier.
It's louder.
It's a lot louder.
It's like 50. So this is 15 watts. The Bugera was 50 watts.
Yeah.
And it blows it out of the water. So I would not have a problem. I'd have a problem gigging with that Bugera amp. We need to stop talking about the Bugera amp, but I'd take that out.
This is awesome.
So this amp, I've had Friedmans in the past, Friedman amplifiers, which are crazy expensive. This sounds and feels like that sort of Friedman brown eye. It's got that responsiveness, that articulation. If you want to put the
nasty channel on.
The big channel on. Every string rings out and you can hear every note.
They say that high gain covers a multitude of sins, but actually this is a very forgiving amp to play. Even I sound like a passable guitarist, which is a bit of a bonus. There's a couple of weird things about it.
Okay, put it on the clean channel so we've got a bit
so we can hear ourselves. So I think, coming from what one would refer to as a Marshall background, where everything runs left to right, I think this amp is backwards. It kind of jumps around a bit. So you've got your input stage here. You've then got your clean channel with the treble boost, which, quite frankly, is an essential.
Not treble. I don't think it's a treble boost. It's the boost. It's the boost. Okay. That's where the boost is.
It's the boost pull thing. Yeah. It sounds better with it, definitely.
Yeah.
A bit closer to that Paul Drew, clean on the verge of breakup. There it is. There it is.
I mean, it's just very Fendery. It's very Fendery with the button pushed in.
Yep.
And it just goes more
boxy kind of.
Yeah, it's way more. I hate to use the word articulate because I use it a lot, but it is way more articulate than, say, like a driven 6V6. This is 6L6, but it's more driven than those sort of small Fender amps.
Yeah. So input, channel switch. You do get a pedal with it, and it did come with a power cable, which is all good. You then jump this way to the lead channel, and you've got the master volume or the master lead here, and then the presence, which is like a tilt EQ on the power amp section.
It feels like that, yeah.
Yeah. It is tiny. It's awesome. It came with a carry case, which is really nice. I showed that on the live stream the other night. Really it's a brilliant thing. Round the back, you've got effects loop. You can bias the valves from
the back.
The back, which is really nice. Not something that... I don't think that's something for the faint-hearted, to go in and start biasing your valves.
No, but it's such an easy way of... You know, when you do need to rebias, when you do change your valves, it's an easy way of dealing with it.
All the connectivity you're going to need for, for live gigs. I mean, these days where stages are getting quieter, a 15-watt valve amp as your on-stage sound is definitely enough.
I think so.
I really do think enough, especially when everyone then puts a microphone in front of it, puts it out through the PA. If you want some more, have it through your monitor or through your ears.
I think that would compete with that Victory amp, volume-wise.
Wow.
I've got my big Victory V50, which is a 50 watt. I reckon it would compete volume-wise with that.
Because I know we go on about valve amps versus valve watts versus transistor watts.
Yeah.
But there is a difference. It's not linear. It's not, it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Should we just demonstrate the clean sound? Let's just do a bit more on the clean sound.
Yep.
Just leave it on the clean sound for a bit. Leave the blue LEDs, the tacky blue LEDs on.
I think it's fair to say that this isn't a natural one-size-fits-all pedal platform. You've got to be quite picky about what pedals you put in front of it.
Well, if I put a boost on it, so this is like my Klon style pedal. It works great.
It's not so happy with a tube screamer though, is it? It doesn't kind of...
Put the tube screamer in. It's just got like, it almost... I can't
it overstimulates the amp, and there's like it loses something, I think.
Yeah, it almost goes a tiny bit fuzzy. But you're not really going to be using, if you want that sort of, if you want a drive sound, you're going to be using the overdrive channel. But it sounds great. I mean, highly usable. Not as good as the actual drive channel.
Yeah.
And a fuzz, if I put like a real sort of heavy fuzz in, just collapses.
Yeah,
which is a shame.
But if you're going to do that, you might as well do this. I'm going to go insane.
Can I just say what a pleasure it is to play through? Everything just feels so, it's just so reactive.
Yeah.
It's great.
If I wind it back to normal Paul Drew levels of gain.
It sounds like a modern Marshall. It's a bit more scoop than a Marshall. Can you bring up the mid? See how that reacts with the boost. And a tube screamer. So I think I'd run the clean channel, like we've got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd run the drive channel like we've got it, and if I really want to get that high gain, I'd stick the tube screamer because it really pushes the front of the amp.
It brings the tone forward as well. It doesn't just make it louder or more, it just brings it out of the amp a bit more, I think.
Yeah. Just lastly, before we go, can you bring the gain all the way down on the drive channel?
Yeah.
So it doesn't do that. It's pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't call that high gain. Yeah.
But it's between crunch and distortion, isn't it? Somewhere.
Yeah. It's great.
But if you dig in there, you've still got that. Active little amp, and I think that's the thing you get with smaller, quote unquote, low power valve amps. You get that reactiveness without actually having to have them cranked and then going through low boxes. Okay, yes, we are going through a low box because we want to be able to hear ourselves.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to become #1 amp, I think.
Definitely. Can I say as well that I've tried this just going through a speaker without any attenuation in Guitar and Epsom, and that's why I initially tried it out. That's why I said get one of these, and you can get that level of gain and sponginess out of it without having to crank it. It's really
without
good.
it hurting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really good at low volumes.
So there you go, the PRS MT15. We like it.
We do.
We like it quite a lot more than we liked the other amp that I got recently. But we're over that. We're calm.
I still have sleepless nights.
So really hope you enjoyed that. If you got something out of it, please like, subscribe, hit the bell. And for now, my name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew.
And we will see you again very soon.